Daichi opens the door to his gaming room excited to play the latest vrmmo despite being a 38-year-old salaryman. It's an escape for him as it makes him feel young and capable of doing the impossible. He boots up the game and is greeted by the character creator. He chooses the name Earth and creates a young-looking avatar. His in-game person doesn't stand out because he's not the type to be a main character. Daichi can only play for 2 to 3 hours a day because of his job and feels like it could cause trouble for other players if he tried to play with him. So he is already expected to play solo most of the time. To further deter himself from being invited to a party, he chooses skills like archery despite bows having bad accuracy. The next skill he equips is medicine, which is worthless because potions are cheap from NPCs. His kick skill has no special attacks and his wind magic is weak against fire and earth spells. His sneak ability has high MP cost and loses effectiveness when the player moves, but the improved physical ability skill gives a balance though not significant. He adds long-distance vision, production fingertips, woodworking, and cooking. Out of these 10 skills, 6 of them are underpowered. With everything confirmed, he jumps into the game world. The concept of the game allows players to freely do whatever they want. Since it's the launch day, the starting area is packed and Earth notices that he's the only archer. He is knocked over by Ward, who calls him a loser and mocks him for choosing a bow as his primary weapon because everyone knows that they are useless. But Ward chose to shop like a billionaire and buy that helmet from Temu looking like a Wish version of Galactus. He ironically kicks Earth to the earth, which makes his party to laugh as they leave. Earth heads to the training hall and is inspired by all the players who are hard at work honing their skills. He goes to the range to get some practice, but his first shot is abysmal. He can see that the bow is even worse than people say it is, but doesn't get deterred and carries on shooting. By his 100th shot he hits the targets and levels the archery skill by 5. He practices his wind magic and gets that to the same level. Earth moves to work on his kicks and upgrades that to level 5 too. He decides to head out into the world after attaining the minimum level to survive. His excitement is quickly shattered when he steps out to see that the hunting grounds are overcrowded, causing people to fight among themselves just to hunt monsters. He opts to focus on gathering herbs and utilizes his long-distance vision to locate some. He begins to harvest them but does not know what they are. So Earth heads back to the city to appraise them. He struggles at first but gets the hang of it and categorizes them, allowing his medicine skill to increase to level 3. He accidentally picked the suffocation herb, which causes the one who ingests it to stop breathing and meet their maker. He complains that such an herb shouldn't be in the first area. Earth heads to a potion store and uses his starting cash to buy a beginner's medicine crafting set. He makes his first healing potion by grinding the herb and soaking it in clean water. The potion is completed when heat is added. Once he has made an item, he is given the chance to batch craft it for efficacy, but the trade-off is a dip in quality. Earth decides to make some potions and antidotes in preparation for his hunt the next day. The process increases his medicine and production fingertips skill. The following day he heads out to the fields and is happy to see that it is less busy. This means that he will not have to argue with players over monsters or rabbit horn pops out of the bush while he ponders. Earth loads his bow and takes his time to take his shot because it's difficult to reload. He takes the shot but the creature dodges, it dashes toward him for a counter, but Earth manages to hit one of its front legs. This injury rather aggravates the rabbit horn as it increases the intensity of its charge. He whacks it with a Mortal Kombat level double kick, which eliminates it. The monster drops its pelt and meat. Zai can't contain his laughter after witnessing that encounter. He has fought the creature some time back and has never seen one make a noise like that before. The guy mimics the sound. He feels like humor is justice. His partner Millie apologizes on his behalf when she notices that Earth is not amused. Zai thinks he's cool and officially introduces himself and Millie. They send him a friend request which he accepts. Zai already announces that they are going to be a top comedic duo, but Earth is not interested. The two excuse themselves after the exchange. Earth feels like he needs more experience because it takes him too long to eliminate his first target. He tries again, but the rabbit horns notice him from their blind spots, but he still manages to get his second catch by using his wind magic. He remembers that he has the sneak skill, so he uses it to hide his presence, only revealing himself when he's ready to take the shot. The guy finds more success and even gets a critical hit, which is also labeled as a secret attack called pinpoint hit. He learns that using these two skills in conjunction makes for a powerful offensive. This has made him figure out what his next step should be. He logs out of the game and gets some sleep because he has worked the following day. He finds himself back online for his next session and grabs a piece of bread, but realizes that the food that the NPCs sell is garbage. Since they can taste food in the game, he would like to eat better food. Someone should have told us that this guy was a Michelin star food critic. He finds himself in an alleyway after buying a seasoning and cooking set. Earth begins by pan-searing some rabbit horn meat and simply seasons it with salt and pepper. However, when he eats it, it's too tough. The system gives it a score of 2. He cooks another piece, but this time he scores meat and adds herbs to get rid of the gamey taste. It is a lot more tender and delicious, so the system gives it a score of 5. He would love to add a point or 2, so he scores it and parboils it a little before searing it in a pan. The smell of his cooking begins to escape from his little corner and into the busy streets. This catches the nostrils of the other players who have never smelled anything like it in this world. Meanwhile, Earth has perfected the dish as it has now achieved a score of 7. His attention is taken when a mob of players gather around and expresses that he can't make food that smells so good without giving them some. Earth has watched a few YouTube entrepreneur channels and quickly announces that it will cost 100G per steak. This is 20 times the cost of buying bread from the NPCs. He is shocked that the crowd doesn't object as they scream for him to give them some of the rabbit steak. He gets heckled by his new customers for not preparing their orders quickly enough. He spends that evening in Hell's Kitchen. However, he crafted enough to get his chefing to level 20 with the aid of the cooking promotion sub skill, which increases his cooking speed. The customers even have a sign to mark the end of the line. After escaping that hell, he makes himself a new bow since no one is selling it due to the absent demand. He uses his woodworking skills to make the simplest bow first from one piece of wood. It is more powerful than the one given to him, but it is weak against any half-decent monster. After learning the process, he decided to make a compound bow from a flexible wood which is sandwiched between two pieces of hardwood. This gives it strength and flexibility, which increases the power it generates. This is reflected by the 3 times increase in attack power compared to his first attempt. As an advanced weapon, he decides to get some armor which levels up his drip. He Ninetales recaps his stats before he rushes to his vending machine to stock his uncommon grape-flavored healing potions. He hopes that the people will like them. He also has his famous steak and other foods on offer. Earth needs money after buying his expensive armor. With his new equipment he heads out to try it and spot some higher-level monsters. He uses sneak to get close to the wolf and puts it down with a shot and kicks the other canine. He then activates his wind needle to defeat the spider and uses a wind cutter to take out a monster worm. They all drop and use full loot. He checks his stats and his archery skill along with a few others have gone up. He decides to call it a day because he is low on arrows. Earth gets back down and sees the positive feedback posted on his vending machine. However, little did everyone know that the world would be brutally attacked by a new system and the players panic in the main area looking for anyone who will sell them potions. They are looking for anyone who has the medicine skill. They are willing to buy the potions for a high price if someone has them. Earth is confused as to what is going on since NPCs sell potions. He calls Vi to ask for the rundown. He reveals that the NPCs have started saying they are out of potions. The redhead points out that it is bad for Earth because people are going to be begging for the potion juice that he was selling. The frantic players spot Earth and crowd him wanting potions. Vi heads to his ear when he hears the commotion. Medicine informs the crowd that he will be calling them for 40 glow and they all agree they are finite, so he limits the maximum number to give per person. They are all happy to hear this and rush him. Shortly after, Vi and Millie arrive. The redhead offers to deal with crowd control while Millie offers to take the money so that he can focus on making potions. There is a lot of pressure on him since barely anyone took the medicine skill because they thought it was trash. He doesn't want the players to be upset because nobody has potions, so he uses batch crafting to make a lot. Enough, he runs out of medicinal herbs, so he must turn away new customers. Earth promises them there will be more the following day. Ward and his party barge in and demand that he gives them all the potions he has left. The archer politely tells him that the remaining batch is for the people who stand in line. The server bully walks toward Earth, but Vi gets in the way, demanding him to leave them alone. Ward knocks him down with a single hit. He promises to show them what he is capable of if they don't do as he says. Earth expresses the same sentiment. He points out the reality of the situation and gestures to the line of people who are waiting to lynch Ward if he touches their potions. He offers to buy it instead, but Earth explains that if the NPCs also stop selling weapons and armor, these services are going to be provided by players, so if he annoys everyone they will not sell to him. Ward gets offended that he is being lectured, so he challenges Earth to a duel and he accepts despite Vi's protest. They are transported to the arena and he can see that Ward is overconfident. He plans to use it to his advantage to take out his weak points. Earth dodges his attack and counters with a kick that knocks his helmet off, leaving him wide open for 2 arrows to the head, bringing an end to the fight. Everyone is shocked by his skill. He gives a sharp look towards men who quickly leave with their unconscious leader. Vi and Millie are impressed. Earth apologizes to his customers for the trouble and promises to have more ready the next day. He logs out to get some rest, but he gets a party invite from Vi. That brings the episode to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more legendary tales.